What's up, guys? Welcome to a new episode of Beatroots. I'm here with Chuma Osei, aka I Don't Know Him, and we got a track called Old Ways that we're going to be digging into. Chuma,
yeah, so
tell us about this.
This song is, about heartbreak and just another girl. It really meant a lot to me, and things didn't really go as planned, so I made a song about it to sort of get over it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Sounds like a pretty typical story.
Yeah.
Let's hop in and take a listen to the stem file. And we'll start off, we'll bring in this bass line here. Tell us about that bass line.
I love this bass line because when I was making it, I decided to put an arpeggiator on it, and I like to play around with that stuff. So.
Okay, cool. So we got this arpeggiated bass line. We've also got, we'll take that out, we've also got these vocoded vocals.
Yeah, those are me doing the harmonies. I put some auto-tune on my falsetto. So,
okay,
yeah.
Okay, interesting. So why don't we hop over to Garageband, believe it or not, throwback software.
Yeah.
That's where you're doing your mixing and mastering.
Yeah, of course.
And we'll dig deeper in there.
Okay, cool. So here's the arpeggiated bass. I use like a trap bass. To get, I've never heard this before. Anybody put an arpeggiator on a bass drum.
Okay.
And I added some effects. This is also a bass synth that I added.
So you got 6 layers to that bass, yeah?
Yeah.
And so let's quickly go through and listen to each of those layers and just tell us why you decided to layer that up.
So for this one, for the trap bass, this is the middle one. When I mix, I like to have 3 versions of my stems so that I can get one on the left side, one on the right side, and one in the center. So it's all encompassing.
Okay.
So really, this is just a duplicate of this initial.
Interesting. So you got 3 layers of that lower end bass line, and one just panned hard left, hard right, and center.
Yeah.
Okay.
And then I also have a synth doing the same thing, same arpeggiator.
So they're all running the same riff.
Yeah. I just like to layer, the big wall of sound idea.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Big wall of sound idea. So tell us the differences between these layers right here and the original bass line.
So I really like this layer just because of what it is. I feel like it's a higher progression. So it fills out the high end, while the trap bass, I put distortion and everything on it, and that's why it gets like that crunchy feeling in the low end. So it has, a dynamic high and low feel to me.
Okay. And so do you feel like it's real important to really fill out those bass frequencies with like a lot of different dynamic range?
Yeah, for sure. Sometimes if you don't have that, then the song can feel empty. And when I heard this, I initially started with this, and I felt like something, that feels like the synth sort of hints at the low end, but doesn't really fully encompass that. And so I felt like the 808s and the drums, if they're in a rhythm like that, it would comment.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And were you inspired to throw that bass line through an arpeggiator, or is that just something, like, how'd you come up with that idea?
Honestly, I was thinking about like how to start and like what to do, and I was like, I always play around with arpeggiators and Logic. I make all this in Logic. I just mix in Garageband, and so I was like, let me like think of something that I have never heard, and so I put an arpeggiator on a trap bass, and yeah.
Rest is history.
Rest is history. I figured it out. Yeah.
Cool, man.
Yeah.
We're also going to be taking a listen to the vocals, which I really dig.
For sure.
When I first heard the track, I mean, Kanye is kind of like the poster child for doing some really badass like vocoded stuff.
Yeah.
Was he an influence in any way for you to do these?
100%. Kanye West is, I think, one of my main inspirations in terms of musically.
Okay.
As a producer and as an artist, I just love his overall vision. But also Kid Cudi.
Yeah.
Vocally, I draw a lot of inspiration from him. So both of them together, their styles of mixing auto-tune with alternative rap, pushing the boundaries.
Yeah.
I take a lot of pride in saying like those guys I look a lot up to.
Okay, dope. And do you have many layers of those vocoders?
Yeah. So I put 2 because I wanted them to be just sort of in the background but still prominent.
And what's each of those? Are there any differences between
no,
the
there's
two?
no difference between these 2. I just like to get a fuller sound. I just know that I have to duplicate,
And do you pan them at all?
Not these ones. I wanted these to be center, just so that they can be like the one constant thing going out throughout the entire song. This is the only thing that keeps going. there's no break.
Okay.
But I use the bass sparingly. I change up the drums a lot. I change up the chord progressions and the synths.
Yeah.
But this is the only thing that stays center and continues throughout the entire song.
Okay.
Yeah.
Dope. And I'm also wondering, you did the vocoding in Logic?
Yeah. No, I actually do. So I had the song, then I exported it out. I did that in Logic. I did my vocals in GarageBand. And I don't actually vocode. I actually use the pitch corrector in GarageBand just because.
Okay, that's a hidden trick right there. So you're not on keys. You're just like manually adjusting that.
Not even manually. Sometimes I am, but usually it's just I put the auto tune up and then I just come up with melodies that I think would fit.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Sure. Wow, is that something that you heard other producers were doing? I mean, I haven't heard many producers messing around with GarageBand still, so I'm impressed on that end.
Yeah, no, I've never heard anybody do that, and I can't afford like real GarageBand. I mean, real auto-tune right now.
Yeah.
Or I don't know how to get a torrent for that, so
yeah.
I just use what I have,
Dope.
And it comes out sounding good.
Yeah,
so.
it sounds amazing. I mean, lesson is like make do with what you got.
For sure, absolutely.
You don't have to have some crazy studio setup.
Yeah.
GarageBand, this is like the OG. First software that people are touching when they want to hop into music production, and you can do vocoding on it.
Yeah, I started producing in 5th grade on GarageBand.
Okay.
So, yeah.
Dope. Yeah, I feel like a lot of producers hop into GarageBand.
Yeah, and
that's where the first chapter starts.
For sure. Yeah.
Cool, man. So we're gonna hop into part 2, where we're gonna discuss the synth line, and we're gonna take a listen to the drums. I'm here with I Don't Know Him, and we're listening to this track Old Ways. Join us for part
2.
Dope.